Ava's napping, so I wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you about something. Something I wanted to share, just kind of like as a proud parent thing, is I wanted to kind of show you what Ava has been up to lately as far as movement. So she is almost, like 2 days, she will be 15 months old. So she is over a year. She's not walking yet, but a couple months ago she started crawling and it has gotten so good. Like, she likes to have us chase her down the hallway. She thinks it's hilarious. It's getting a little harder, like the more pregnant I get, to crawl after her, but she loves it. She giggles, it's great. And the other thing that she's been doing lately is she's been pulling herself to standing on a lot of stuff. Sometimes that stuff is me and Dan, so she'll like try to crawl up us just to like be standing up and looking around. She also will climb up stairs. She's getting slightly better at going down the stairs, but not consistent, which means we are always kind of supervising that. We do try to also supervise, by the way, the way up. However, she's gotten so fast at it, like I can't always get over there by the time she's already finished our like mini staircase in our house. So you do what you can, right? Like, thankfully she's getting really good at it, and as long as I can catch her on the way down, everything's good. Those things for us are so exciting. So I don't know how much I've talked about movement specifically in Ava's journey, so I wanted to take a little bit of time to do that. So obviously the first couple months for Ava were pretty hard, I guess. So they were hard as parents. I'm assuming she also felt that it was kind of hard, because I did notice a shift in her once we got the breathing issue taken care of. But the first 6 weeks that she existed, she was fighting to breathe. And her little body, as you know if you followed our story, wasn't putting on weight. She was marked as failure to thrive, and it was just, it was tough. And once she had that first surgery to address her breathing issues, it was pretty magical. I mean, I say that word and I can't think of a better adjective for it. It was really kind of magical, because all of a sudden she could lay on her back and she was calm. Like, she was like, it was like a sense of peace that she had to be able to look around at the world and lay on her back comfortably. And for her especially, I think, to be able to look at people and look at like the mobile over her bed and just explore her world in a way she really couldn't, was like a game changer and really, really cool. By the time the surgery was done and we got back from the hospital, Ava was close to 2 months old. So in the first 2-month period, where other babies are starting to practice like tummy time, even if that's on their parents, they're starting to explore their initial movements and how to move around. Ava wasn't able to do that. And because of that, she's always been pretty consistently behind in her large motor skills. And we had a fantastic physical therapist, fantastic doctors that were really supportive and kept like checking in and like, hey, yes, this looks good. It may be a little behind, but we have a known reason why that is happening, so like, don't worry. But as parents, you worry. It was interesting for me because Ava wasn't always around other babies her age. And I did try to get out and expose her to things, but it, again, wasn't always with babies at her same age. So comparing her with other kids, like, I guess normal kids at that age, I didn't always have that. And so there were periods of time where I kind of forgot about like where she should be, and I was just like, oh yeah, you did this thing that's new, and oh yeah, you did this thing next, and that's great. But the thing that is hard or interesting, I guess, is when you get into an environment where there are other kids in a similar age range, and you start to have that sinking feeling in your gut of like, oh wow, she really isn't where these other kids are, or oh wow, like she's really behind. And I logically know every kid develops at a different rate, right? So like there are some kids that start doing things really, really early. There are some kids that, even if they had no medical issues, just do some things later. And it's still within the range of normal, and that's okay. But for me, it was really, there was one moment in particular. We traveled to visit a couple of my girlfriends, and they had both had babies. We were kind of like 3 months apart on each side, and Ava's kind of in the middle. And we were visiting with them and staying with them. So to see all the babies together, one was awesome because they're some of my best friends. But I did get to a point in that trip where I had to take kind of like a breather outside because it did kind of get to me and upset me. Thankfully, as best friends do, I had my girlfriend take me aside and really be like, you know what? Like, she's gonna be okay. And even if she's not super strong in her large motor skills, she's good at this, she's good at this, she's good at this. And I am so grateful for that friend for reassuring me because I really needed it in that moment. And, you know, there's points along this journey that as much as I try not to do it, it's easy to go to this place where you feel bad for yourself, or you feel bad that your baby's in the situation that they are in. And it is something that I always try to talk myself out of, because every kid is unique, every kid is different, and like if you can look at the positive angle on it, like that I think helps your own well-being. It makes you in a better emotional place and mental place where you can then be a support to your kid and your family. But we're human, you know, like as good as my intentions are, like it's not possible to do that 100% of the time. And my philosophy and how I approach it is I'm always kind of like, you know what? Today I might let myself just feel like crap. Today I'm gonna be like, you know what? This does suck. Or I am jealous that other people don't have to do this. Or, you know, and kind of feel those feelings all the way through and then try my best to just let them go. Some of those things take me several times of doing that, where like I have to feel bad for myself and get it out of my system, and then maybe I'm okay for a couple weeks and then I do it again. And you know, I think that's part of the human experience, and I think to deny myself being able to feel those negative things just pushes them to the bottom, and then I don't address them, and then they just build up and it gets worse. So that's kind of how I personally try to approach it. And I wanted to share some of these thoughts with you because I figured that someone else who has had a kiddo that maybe is a little bit behind in certain areas might be able to relate to that feeling of like, oh my God, is my kid okay? You know, like, or am I doing something wrong? Or how can I fix this? You know, and I personally feel very lucky that, like I said, we have good doctors and an awesome physical therapist who are able to like kind of reassure me, and that has been super, super helpful along the way. So if you are in a similar boat, I suggest, if you can, reach out and get resources. Like if you're worried, talk to your pediatrician about it, because they see so many kids that they're going to be able to kind of say to you like, you know, this may be a little late, but we're not worried yet, you know, and kind of give you that reassurance. The other part of this is like, and I know I said this before, I know it's really easy to agree with this on a logical sense, but then the emotional part of it doesn't always, it doesn't address the emotional side. But just to reassure you that like every kid is different, and they get to their own milestones when they're ready. The best you can do as a parent is to get the support that they need and tools to get them the best that they can be. And I think that is a universal, regardless of where your kid is at or what their situation is. Every kid is different. Every kid's gonna have different needs, different strengths, different weaknesses. So it's okay. Even on the days that it doesn't feel like it, it's gonna be okay. So for Ava, like just to kind of wrap this up, she is not walking yet. She is still small, so she's in like 9-month clothing. So I oftentimes get people very surprised when I tell them that she is over a year old. They're like, oh. And like those reactions always make me kind of go like, yeah, she's fine. Like, and I have to resist the urge to be like, well, but she had 3 surgeries, so that's why she's like behind. Like, I catch myself and I go like, nope, I don't need to make excuses. She is perfect just the way she is. She is where she needs to be. She's improving every week, and that's how it needs to be right now, and that's fine just the way it is. So I feel like this was a little rambly. Sometimes I get a little rambly. I feel like I have all these thoughts on this topic, and I just kind of let it come out and hope that I cover everything that I've been thinking about. So hopefully it was clear and concise. Ava is still napping. I was hoping maybe she'd peek out, but what I'll do is I'll put some of the footage of what she's doing just at the tail end of this vlog, so that 1, I can look back and be like, oh yeah, that was so cute, and then 2, if you followed our journey, I'm hoping that this would be interesting to you. If you want to watch, feel free. If not, I will see you next week. And guys, it's so nice to be back. I missed you. Have a good day. Bye.
I love you. I give you everything you want me to. Think about it. If I could, I'd burn down the moon and give that to. Oh.
Eva, you silly goose goose. Ah! Ah! Don't eat it! Eva! Babe, come here. Don't eat it! Eva! Thank you. Can you hold it and not eat it? You want to try holding it and not... Hey! Come here. Yeah, you have your toys. That's Dylan. You like Dylan. The other one doesn't work. Whoa! Good shot, actually. Good shot! Yay!